Hey everybody, this is Minion Soldier, and this is Ship Updates. Now I apologize if my voice sounds a little bit scratchy today, just getting through a bit of a cold, so hopefully it won't interfere with the show too much. And so, you know what, let's just begin. Obviously 2.4, we're not going to get it into general release today. And going into a long weekend, I can't see it. I don't want to say it's not going to happen, but it doesn't look good right now. So what I'm thinking is that probably next week, probably Tuesday, Wednesday, we might see it. I mean, who knows? It could be pushed on a Saturday. It's unlikely. Now, of course, we also have the Buccaneer sale today, and it's funny because as I'm recording this, I'm thinking, should I hold off and wait until we get some more Buccaneer stuff so I can stick it in the video? But what I think I'm really going to do is I'm going to devote Monday's piracy show to the Buccaneer. I'm going to talk about my concerns, my likes, my dislikes about the ship. Will I be getting one? I'm going to be covering a lot of that information and going over some of the things they said on ATV, and overall give my impression. Would I spend my money on this ship? I'm also going to be talking a little bit about my personal fleet, my setup. Has this ship altered the way I'm thinking about setting up my fleet going into Star Citizen? Am I going to be making any changes based on the release of the ship? And no, I'm not. I am thinking, though, about making a change, but we'll get to that in a second. But as far as the whole thing, I'm going to deal with that on Monday. Now, what we found out that is interesting about the Buccaneer, one of the things that you should know flat out, is that they're going to be holding some kind of a competition or a write-in or a customer survey type competition to go with the sale. And everyone who buys a Buccaneer is going to get a free size 4 gun, which is, I think, what is it, a 16,000 UEC or 18,000 UEC value size 4 gun that they can then stick on their Buccaneer, and that's going to be attributed to their account by next Thursday or Friday after they've run the competition. So that is something to be factored in into whether or not you're buying a Buccaneer, is that apparently, I would say basically 100%, you're going to be getting a free size 4 gun if you buy that ship to go along with all the weapons and equipment that are already on it. Now, of course, the ship is slated to go into development later this year. No definite date. So something to consider if you're looking to buy that ship. Now, one of the questions that they asked about the ship on RTV is it going to be as heavily armored as a Hornet? Specifically, they said the Super Hornet. And Matt Sherman was there, obviously, to answer questions in regards to the Buccaneer. And he said that it was, armor design is still in flux. Nothing in terms of exactly how armor works is definite right now, but he said it's highly unlikely that in the end the Buccaneer will be more heavily armored than the Super Hornet. So whether or not that also extends to the rest of the Hornet family or not, unknown at this time, but there you go. At least you know that it will not be or at least it's unlikely that it'll be as strongly armored as a Super Hornet. Who knows? I mean, by the final version of Star Citizen, we could have supplemental armor panels that you can attach to a ship, so who knows? Now, in regards to the Prowler, which is, of course, the stealth boarding ship, they are still working on the Tavaran race and trying to get a look, so the Prowler is still in a holding pattern. Though Ben referred to it as the Predator, so I don't know if that reflects a name change that they had yet to make us aware of, or at least maybe they had made us aware of it, but somehow it had slipped past my radar, or I never picked up on it. So something to keep in mind for those of you who are watching for the Prowler is still in a holding pattern, waiting for the Tavaran race, but we actually did get a really cool update on the Caterpillar. And one of the things that's got me thinking is that we've heard that in the next couple of months, the Caterpillar is going to go on sale again, and it is going to go on sale at the concept price. So that is at the price that people have previously paid for that ship. And so, excuse me. So, the Caterpillar is going to be for sale again at the cheaper price, which is, I believe, every time I say this and I have to go back and check it, but I believe it's about $245 for the Caterpillar. That is one reason that even if you're not looking to pick up a fighter, you might want to pick up a Buccaneer, because you can get that with LTI and then flip that to a Caterpillar in the next couple of months and then have an LTI Caterpillar. And that's one of the changes that I'm thinking about making to my fleet setup. Is I am seriously considering picking up a Caterpillar, just because it would be the next of the large ships to come out. And I would really like to have a large ship, but I would like to have something that is more combat and more piracy oriented, and obviously the Caterpillar is. And just, even if it's not something that I'm going to keep, just something that I'm going to eventually melt and then use to buy something else, something bigger. Yeah, I think I definitely want to pick up a Caterpillar for the time being, just to have something to mess around with. Now, for Cutlass owners, you'll see that I, of course, am a Cutlass owner. I am an owner of a Cutlass Black, and what I had done is I had picked up a Cutlass Black on a personal gamble to see whether or not CIG would make good and do a 1-for-1 swap with the Buccaneer. And surprise, surprise, yesterday I get an email telling me I have a $10 coupon to upgrade this ship to a Buccaneer, should I so choose. So that was just, I would like to take a second and just applaud that decision, because that is just absolutely awesome. The fact that no one even had to go out and really ask for this, and that it appeared, it was awesome. I was just, it was amazing. That is that is awesome customer service, to preemptively do something like that. I mean, yeah, granted, it was something that they said they were going to do anyways, but the fact that, when you watch Reverse the Verse and you realize, like they were talking about the Shubin mining competition thing, and people were saying, yeah, so who are the winners? And they're like, oh, and they pretty much admitted that they had forgotten about it this week. And I don't want to say it in such a way like, these guys always forget everything, but these things happen. And so I wasn't going to be terribly shocked if they forgot about that. And they didn't. They flat out did it, and that was awesome. I was very, very, very pleased with that. So there's definitely something to look forward to. Also, we got some information on the Carrack, which is actually really, really cool. Is that the Carrack is going through a design update right now, a second pass, and there should be more images coming in the next couple of months. So for Carrack owners, definitely something to look forward to. Of course, your ship is after the Caterpillar, third in line of the large ships to be released into game. Now, a while ago, I got a question in on 10 for the producers, or producer/developer. It was a while ago. It was the one with Darian Vorlik on it. And I was asking about ship releases coinciding with game feature releases, sort of like how if you have mining finished, you would try to aim to have a mining ship done once mining is done, or would you just shelve mining until the ship is ready to be released? And they said, no, we try to get, everything kind of released together. So with the Carrack being the third in line of the next big ships, and it's also supposed to be something that scans for jump points, does that possibly mean that with the release of the Carrack, I guess conceivably late fall would probably be a good guess. Late fall to early winter, at least in this year, that we might be able to see the Carrack flyable. Possibly. That we might actually see the first jump point open up in the baby PU as well. That's something that's speculative, highly speculative on my part, but I suppose it's possible. And finally, for our last update, having to do with the Orion. Now, a question was asked on the show, will the smaller miner, the Prospector, be released prior to the Orion? And Ben said that, well, the schedule hadn't been worked out definitively, but it was possible that, in fact, the Orion would come out before the Prospector. So, once again, playing off of what I was talking about last week when, I was talking about, well, the next ships are Orion, Reclaimer, and Banu Merchantman are the next of the big ships to go after the Carrack, Caterpillar, and the Starfarer, which is flyable now, or flyable very, very, very soon for everybody, flyable now for a select few, myself included, who admittedly I still have not downloaded the PTU, and I'm kind of avoiding it. I want the most workingest version of 2.4 before I start going around and start trying to make videos, and so I'm gonna wait for the live version. I'm not gonna touch it until it comes out, but that's neither here nor there. So the Orion could in fact beat the Prospector into your hangar if you own both, or if you own the Orion rather than the Prospector. So looking at the Orion, it is looking good for the ship to be hopefully at least started this year, so definitely something to look forward to. It could, in fact, beat the Prospector into the hangar and flyable, so that would be really, really cool for the Orion owners out there who have been patiently waiting for now quite some time for their ship. Not as long as others, but certainly not as long as the Banu Merchantman owners, but definitely something to look forward to. Now, that has been ship updates for this week. Of course, once again, on Monday on the Piracy Show, I will be devoting pretty much the entire show to the Buccaneer. I will be kind of looking at all the information that we get in the sale info later today, and once again going back to the interviews. I'll be kind of doing a little bit of a compare and contrast. Certainly some of the criticism that I leveled in the Vanguard video on the Piracy Show not too long ago. When I was watching the interviews, I saw a lot of that criticism actually came to pass, and some of the things that I was saying about how ships are designed was in fact not just a guess on my part, but was in fact correct. But there are some things that I really do like about the Buccaneer, and I'm going to be talking about that, as well as some possible adjustments to my personal fleet, depending on, once I've had a weekend to mull it over. But anyways, of course, all of that will be on Monday. So that has been ship updates for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed the show, and thanks for watching.
Quantum travel initiated.